Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Dustin Dennis coming at you with another lesson on how to drive a stick shift. I believe this is lesson 61. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. When I upload it, it'll reflect. Anyway, I'm not in the Dodge Dakota this time. I'm in the 07 Mazda 6, which is a 2.3 liter 4-cylinder 5-speed. Now, right now I'm parked. The vehicle is in first gear. Parking brake is up because that's how I park the car when I'm on a flat surface. If I'm on a upward angle, then I still put the vehicle in first gear, parking brake up. If I'm on a downward angle, I put the parking brake up, vehicle in reverse. Now, before you get started, it's recommended that you practice pushing the clutch pedal in. Right now it's in first, second, third, fourth, fifth, reverse. And this is neutral. It's recommended that you practice moving that around before you get started. But we're just going to go straight into how to drive this. Now, in order to start any stick shift vehicle, you have to push the clutch pedal in. If you don't push the clutch pedal in, it's not going to start. Push the clutch pedal in, and it starts. Before I take my foot off the clutch pedal, put it in neutral, parking brake goes down, clutch pedal goes in. Actually, I'm going to let off of it again because I'm waiting on traffic to clear up a little bit. I'm getting ready to pull out of a parking spot. Clutch pedal goes in, vehicle goes into first gear. Give it a little bit of gas, we'll slow letting off the clutch, and off we go. I push the clutch pedal and put it in neutral because we're coming up on a stop sign. Anytime you want to shift gears, push the clutch pedal in, or anytime you want to put it in neutral or reverse, push the clutch pedal in. Third, neutral. And the reason I say push the clutch pedal in is because you have a clutch pedal for a reason. I have seen videos where people don't push the clutch pedal when they shift and are able to shift just fine. That's their decision. I will never show you how to do that because, number one, I don't know how to do it myself. And even if I did, that's difficult on the transmission, even if you do it right. Neutral. Second. Third. Neutral. Now, there's several ways of slowing down and or stopping in a stick shift vehicle. The one I've been doing is pushing the clutch pedal in, putting the vehicle in neutral, and then hitting the brake. You can also downshift or simultaneously hit the clutch and the brake. There's several ways of slowing down and or stopping. It just depends on the situation. The only time I really like to downshift is when if there's a vehicle right behind me, I don't downshift. Why? Because if you downshift, they won't see brake lights and they may not realize you're slowing down. They realize they should pay more attention, but that may not be the case. First. Second. Third. Second. Yeah, because third gear you can do up to about 30 miles an hour comfortably. Now, here's the thing. There's several different instances where you can do a little bit above that. Basically, I said earlier, this is a 2.3 liter 4-cylinder 5-speed. 0 to 10 miles an hour is first gear, 10 to 20 is second gear, 20 to 30 is third gear, 30 to 40 is fourth gear, anything above 40 miles an hour is fifth gear. But there are certain circumstances when you go a little bit above those speeds in their respective gears. One of those is if you decide to skip gears. I don't do that very often, but when I do, if I do that, I do it in two different ways. I go first, second, third, fifth, or first, second, fourth, fifth. And when I go from second to fourth, I am in second gear, and I go up to, sorry, if I'm in second gear, I go all the way up to 30 miles an hour, and I shift directly into fourth gear. Or if I'm in third gear, I speed up all the way to 40 miles an hour and shift directly into fifth gear. Those are the two ways I skip gears if I do it all. Now, even though I've done it for a YouTube video, I will not go from first to third to fifth. At least not outside of that video anyway. And also, people have said, when I first learned how to drive a stick shift, some people that I spoke to said, well, I take off from second gear because you have to shift so soon after you take off into second gear that you might as well just shift into second, start in second gear. Well, that's their decision. But here's the thing, if you constantly take off from second gear, you can seriously damage the transmission. And if you damage the transmission on a stick shift vehicle, you are SOL unless you have a lot of money and time. Well, my friend said earlier, he said, all you need is third gear in town. The city we live in, though, there are certain spots where the speed limit's 40 to 45 miles an hour, and that's why I'm in fifth gear right now. But it's only for a small stretch of road. For most of the city, third gear is all you need. At least legally wise. If you decide to break the speed limit, that's on you. Downshift now, so I can slow down. Now I'll put it in neutral because we're coming up on a stop a little quicker than I expected. Now I'm doing 22, shift directly into third gear, or put the vehicle in third gear from neutral. Doing 31 now, fourth. Right there, I simultaneously push the clutch and the brake pedal in. I could take off from second gear, but I'm not going to because I just don't like doing that. If you want to see how that's done, I've done a few videos where I did that, but I just don't like to do it regularly, so that's why I'm not going to do it for this video. And if you watched to this point, if you haven't already, please subscribe for more content. Anybody that watches my channel knows I upload several times a day and try to do 2 to 4 long videos a week. Matter of fact, while making this video, me and my friend are out on our way out to where we'll follow for another video. Neutral. Third, because I'm doing 25 miles an hour. Clutch pedal goes in, first gear, a little bit of gas while letting off the clutch. I haven't covered this yet, so I'm going to now. When you're driving a stick shift vehicle, it depends on how the vehicle is designed. This particular vehicle has a gauge in the dash that shows RPMs. You want to shift no lower than 2,000 and no higher than 3,000 RPMs. The only time that's different is if you decide to skip gears, like I mentioned earlier. However, the 98 Dodge Dakota that you've seen me driving in some of these videos doesn't have a gauge like that in the dash. It has a light that comes on when it's okay to shift. Now that is a 3.9 liter V6 5-speed, and as such, it's not astronomically different. The speeds in the gears in that truck, I can do up to about 15 miles an hour in first gear, 25 in second, 35 in third, 45 in fourth, and anything above that I like to be in fifth gear. So just because the engine is, 1.6 liters bigger, doesn't mean the speeds are going to be, way off, way different. Something I haven't talked about in quite some time is that each stick shift vehicle has what you call a bite point. That's the point at which, to the point where you push the clutch pedal in, and you can shift. The Dodge Dakota that I have is slightly different, not by much, but slightly different. The bite point is slightly different. Each stick shift vehicle has a different bite point. You got to get used to that. That's another reason why, at the beginning of this video, I suggested sitting in the car, getting used to pushing the clutch pedal in, and shifting gears before taking off. Something else that's very highly recommended is if you're just starting out learning how to drive a stick shift, you need to start in a parking lot. That's how I started. A lot of my friends that know how to drive a stick shift, that's how they started. You start in the parking lot, you can actually practice taking off, you can practice stopping, and you can also practice shifting gears because you can do up to about 20 miles an hour in a parking lot, which is second gear in most stick shifts. But I think I've been talking for like 20 minutes or so that's going to do it for this particular lesson. I hope you enjoyed watching. Stay safe, and I'll talk to you very soon.